Mortal Nexis, a persona, Unveiled Phase 6. The True Mortal Nexis, Awakens. The entity returns.
As you can see, we are not new to this. We do not fabricate our content. Everything we present has proof, documentation, and history behind it. If you joined late and missed earlier material before it was archived or deleted, that is simply the nature of evolution. The work was real, the era was real, the foundation was built. With that said, welcome to Phase 6. This marks the beginning of entirely new content. There will be no unnecessary backtracking, except where recaps are required for clarity and continuity. For legacy material, refer to the older videos. As of 2026, we officially shift from the original blueprints into something reborn, the new Mortal Nexis. Persona. Phase 5 has ended. From its ashes rises something greater. The legacy survives, but under the one true Mortal Nexis. The bringer of destruction, Vulgrim horgothin. Within the vessel, Jacob. Together, we enter a new and improved era of the Mortal Nexis. Welcome to Lomant, the world of the Mortal Nexus. Take a seat. Enjoy the ride, or remain bound to the past and burn with it. We are Vulgrim horgothin, the human portal, and this is our multiverse of chaos. The sacred timeline fulfilled its purpose. The sacred timeline a new age begins, new media, new stories, new mythos written from the echo of the unwritten. As Phase 6 begins, so does new life. Welcome to the rebirth. 700 plus videos reduced to 576 as of Phase 5 ending. Out of 576 of those videos, 268 were just game movies, which are the cutscenes from the games I beat, cutting out all the gameplay and commentary you see during stream for those that just love the story of the game, while leaving other uploads for comedic value and these for storytelling, allowing serious and comedic and helpful content all to coexist at the same time under one channel. If you have been keeping up with the Mortal Nexus storyline, then you should already know what the other 287 duplicates were made for, and if not, then simply put, Phase 5 was branching the future for Phase 6, as Phase 5 was creating the world of the Mortal Nexus, which is the persona and all the content for no personal gain whatsoever. The other half of the framework was for this phase, as the Mortal Nexus you have grown to know dies with Phase 5. We are now in Phase 6, the True Mortal Nexus Awakens, and with it those monetized edits are the groundwork for a monetizable version of the content, which in other words means Phase 1.5 was the Mortal Nexus persona. And Phase 6 onwards is the True Mortal Nexus, which you would label as a content creator for money in one way, lol. In simple terms, Phase 1 through 5 was for comedic purposes and made one account specifically for content with no goal of money, so if it got terminated or striked, who cared? Phase 6 brings the monetized account into place, so the monetized content can generate the money that account 1 otherwise would not, and for the sake of content, we labeled it as a new version of the Mortal Nexus. So in a nutshell, all that's really going on is Phase 6 opens the door for money now. So prepare for a section of who cares content and a section of gimme money content from the same content, just one that follows guidelines, LMFAO. Hence the two versions of the Mortal Nexus and why we gave it the story of phases and personas. Making no sense but perfect sense now. Anyways, onto deleting the old content. The purpose of this footage is to once again show that we have streamed and beaten games along with showed what we said before. This is why it's important to never miss a stream. We delete the old content and replace it with the new content. Not our fault you missed it, so fuck outta here with that. You never played it before, or no proof of whatever the case. Here is your proof. We delete stuff and start new. As from now on we aren't explaining shit anymore. Watch it or don't, we don't care. There was plenty of content and proof. Phase 6 isn't going to be like the past 5 phases. By now you should know who I am, what I do, and why I do it. So Phase 6 is about bring back the good old days and bringing more fun to the old stuff like back in the day, but the main goal of Phase 6 is to set up the platforms like back when I was a famous YouTuber, but this time not just for money, but this time as the new and improved version of myself, and do everything for comedic purposes and money without any care for personal gain. Basically, once everything is set up correctly, the new version of the Mortal Nexus is everything you've seen before and haven't seen mixed into one. Sure, it's for money too, but y'all know I don't care for money. This is just the plot for the phase to make it unique, as the real goal for Phase 6 has nothing to do with making money. But to reignite old content with new content and unfold a new persona from the same persona, basically allowing the True Mortal Nexis and Vulgrim entity to coexist. And bring new content in all forms, shapes, and sizes, as it's not meant to make sense. Just grab a chair and enjoy the show, bitch. Phase 5 paved the way for Phase 6, but Phase 6 is still opening with merges, like this next clip, where I take all new edits and form one video, making it most efficient for viewing. In Phase 6 you will see all new content and some old content, but to clear up everything up to this point, it is important to know it is all for comedic purpose intended. And entertainment. It's not supposed to make sense or be real. The goal is give you something like knowledge, a laugh, or something to waste time with, even if it leads to hate or raging. This was made for laughs. No one said you had to stay here, so if you're choosing to stay and continue, buckle up. As you saw in the current clips, I took all of my old new videos and put them under one video. The only videos I delete are the ones we don't need, and the ones we keep are still here, just merged into a bigger video to save up uploads. So when you learn your way around our navigation system, you'll see why this channel is everything all in one and not just mainframed for one or two types of content, but for all types of content. You're bound to find something interesting. This is why the title The Mortal Nexus fits perfectly, as the Human Portal and the Human Portal multiverse is basically your one-stop destination to everything created and done by the person behind the persona. Me, instead of looking for multiple accounts, you have one giant universe in one persona, so you're never bored, just really confused, lol. And with that said, this concludes the story of the Mortal Nexus and the birth of Phase 6, the True Mortal Nexus. Furthermore, if you want to slow content down and actually watch it, you'll notice I had videos with a viral ton of views. Just 'cause you don't see it now doesn't mean they weren't there. As I said countless times, I do this for money or clout. I could care less for viewership. This is for history XD.
And now, Phase 6 begins.
As you can see, Phase 6 has a lot in store, from old games, new content, and takes on old stuff to the new and improved Mortal Nexus world. Even now with Phase 6, we got the job tutorial offers coming in, along with a sneak peek at some game titles to be featured, with never before seen footage from the Mortal Nexus plays.